Good boy, Arlo. All right. Hey. All right, this is the shot. Man. Hey, where are you going? We just started. What are you doing, Arlo? Where are you going? All right, well, there goes Arlo. I feel so good. We just finished doing 3 miles here at the park this morning, and I feel great. Got a good sweat going, and Arlo enjoys it too. He loves going out and exploring just as much as I do. It's our bonding. It's our thing that we enjoy doing. Like, he has toys in the apartment, like some rope toys and some balls, but no, I found over time that the thing that he loves enjoying doing the most is just going out and exploring. Arlo, come here, like right now. But I don't. I make sure he doesn't go too far away because his safety is my concern, and I don't want him to be out of sight for too long. Arlo, come on. And he's such a good boy. He listens very well, don't you, buddy? Yeah, he's just sniffing around, just curious. So, what I want to talk about, what I want to talk today about, is dreams. And you know the phrase "Let's be real." How many times have you heard that phrase, "Let's be real"? And it just kind of brings down your momentum. It brings down your energy, your vigor, whatever. At least for me, that's what the phrase does to me now. Arlo, come. Because I was thinking about this. How many times have you heard either yourself saying it or maybe someone you know, friend, family, someone at work, teacher, whatever, telling you, let's be real. And that phrase right there, I'm not advocating to constantly strive for the impossible things. Like, for example, I can't fly, I'm not a bird. And if a dream of mine was to truly fly, well, that's just not physically possible. So that's where I draw the line of okay, understand your own limits, biological, physical, natural, whatever. Arlo, come here. Oh, great. He found something, he started chewing on it. Arlo, come on, up. Good boy. And I was thinking about that often because I was also thinking about how it just correlates with our dreams. And I know I've come across it before where I've had ideas, I've had things that I want to do, and when I've told them to people before, it's either oh, okay, don't really care, or yeah, okay, cool, go for it, which also kind of is a friendly way of just kind of saying I don't care, I'm not interested. But I've also heard the phrase, let's be real, and that mindset really is what has just weighed heavy on me for such a long time, because it was kind of my way of reminding myself, don't do the things that you're afraid of. And that right there is so crucial. For example, introducing yourself to someone that you're attracted to, shooting your shot. And if you're already running through the mental gymnastics in your head of, oh, they're gonna reject you, and this is how they're gonna reject you. They're gonna look at your body shape. They're gonna look at how just your hair is, whatever, anything, and they're gonna reject you. So you've already rejected yourself in your mind by going through that process, and that right there is something that's very dangerous. That if you don't know how to realize it when you're doing it, even for little things, especially when it's something that you absolutely can do, it's incredible what you could do once you start leaning into your potential and leaning into your fears. And I've seen some videos circling recently on TikTok all about everything that you want is on the other side of cringe. And it's kind of funny, but it's very true. You see people who are very active on social media, who are very engaged, who are just doing whatever, being either being their authentic self or inauthentic self, just for the views. whatever. Things go viral for reasons. But that idea of everything that you want, the life you want, is on the other side of cringe. It's not only applicable to just growing your own social media, but it's very applicable to just how you want to live your life. Say, for example, you want to travel for the rest of your life and you want to be paid to do it. Okay, well then, how do you do it? How do you make that possible? It's the journey is different for everybody, and social media is one of the things that makes that kind of lifestyle possible. Honestly, social media makes a lot of lifestyles possible because when you think about it, it's genuine outreach. Hopefully, I'm trying to be genuine with my outreach through social media, and you're essentially talking to people who you may not physically be in front of at the moment, but they get to see you and listen to you and hear you on a video. Arlo, come on. And good boy. And that's a pretty good way to phrase it. To frame it. Because I was thinking about this, and I was walking earlier. If I have a video and it gets 10 views, well, guess what? That's 10 people who I was talking to. And that stacks up over time. Because as long as I don't delete the videos, or as long as YouTube doesn't get completely taken down and destroyed, or the internet, then they will always be there. That's why you could find, TED Talks or seminars from years ago that still have, tens of hundreds of millions of views. Arlo, come on. Because it's a lasting impression, a little bit of a legacy kind of thing. So it's just interesting when you start to frame things in that way. At least for me, that's what's helping me a lot. And I know I'm still trying to figure out just how to be more comfortable and confident talking in front of the camera, and just trying to improve my own editing techniques, my own video filming techniques. I'm using the little microphone again because I noticed in last week's video when I used my tripod at home with its own microphone attached, the audio picked up, but it picked up so many other things that it was like, okay, I probably should have just stuck to using the little microphone, because I feel like this picks up audio very well. Pardon me, because it's right next to me, right next to my voice. Oh, excuse me, I have hiccups. And that is probably the best way I can get the audio to sound most clearly for my own voice, which is what's most important for these videos. And so, that's just something that I'm going to continue keeping in mind, continue working on as we just keep on going forward. And it was a good week. I felt very positive every time I went outside. And everybody that I engaged with, some of them I see regularly at the park often, some people just for the first time meeting them and their dogs. And it was great. What was just yesterday? There were 2 dogs in the dog park, and we had just started our walk. And when we got to the dog park, the 2 dogs that were in there, they were curious. They were at the fence. Their tails were wagging. Arlo was doing the same. So it was like, you know what? Okay, yeah, we're gonna come in here for a little bit and just let the dogs play. And they did. It was great. They played for like 10, 15 minutes, and then Arlo and I went and finished we ran a lot yesterday. That was really good. We got a really good sweat, and that's why today I kind of took a little bit easier, because it's cloudy still, so it feels really cool. But yeah, the interactions that we were having throughout this week have been really good, very positive, and I feel like I am starting to see the changes that I've been working on for myself, as far as just being more social, being more outgoing. And I know I've talked about this before in a previous video, where I knew that I was always extrovert, but it was once I started putting on the weight that I started to just change things for myself, telling myself that let's be real, people are going to reject you because you're fat. And that's what it was for me for so long. But this morning I weighed myself, and I was 229 pounds. I haven't been at that weight since undergrad in college. and I'm just so excited to just keep on going, keep on working on it. And I feel it and I see it in the mirror, in my clothes, and I am just so happy to be able to come to the park, and especially when we get to do some running. And because the weather is starting to become warmer now and the sun is going to be out more, it just feels so good to go in the morning, run, get a good sweat in, and just keep on going with that momentum. And the food that I'm making also, it's very plain, very simple, very repetitive, but it's very delicious and nutritious, and that's what matters for me. Um, and I'm just really, yeah, just really excited to see the changes that are coming this summer. So is Arlo. He's a good boy. So we're gonna keep at it. We're gonna keep on updating all of our videos that we put out here on Fridays, and I mean, I'm just very grateful and very happy right now with my life. And things are changing, and I'm seeing it, and I'm embracing it, and I'm accepting it, and I'm willing to be, cringy so I can get the things that I want in life. And oh, and also something else very, very important. So I've talked a little bit about it already, but I don't want to go into too much detail. But I finished the outlines for the books that I'm going to be working on. And that's a huge milestone for me because I've had years of just world building, of documents, of drafts one, drafts two, real draft, whatever nonsense you put on it. But over the last 2 months, I've just been grinding a little bit every day. Sometimes at night, sometimes in the morning. And when I'm walking also and exercising, I'm getting ideas. And I took all the work that I had done and I just started working through it all and piecing the story together, outline style. And I'm just so like, I'm working on these, and they're gonna be finished. So, like I said, I don't want to go into too much detail about it because nobody likes to talk about all the things that I want to do. No, instead, just shut up, do the things, and let your results. Let your actions and let the final product show you the results speak for themselves. And that's really what I've started embracing more for myself. I rarely go out. I just spend a lot of time right now focused on my health, my projects, this YouTube channel, um, my job also, which I have to do because it's my job. Um, but like it's very rewarding to be focusing on yourself and then seeing other people notice these changes in you and react to it. I think it was on maybe Sunday or Monday of this week. We came to the park and there was somebody here with their dogs who I haven't seen since like maybe October or November. And first thing he said to me was, "Dude, you've slimmed down." It's like, thanks, man. I'm working on it. And they notice these things. So I'm just excited to keep on working on it, working on myself, and as progress comes, as the results are done, they're gonna speak for themselves. And speaking of progress, I know. You're tired. You want to get going. Oh, you big baby. um, I was able to hold myself on the pull-up bar for 20 seconds. I know it may not sound like much, but for me, it's a huge deal. Having been able to go from not being able to lift myself up at all to holding myself for 20 seconds, I know that the work is coming, and I'm so excited for it because I can't wait to be able to just run at the park with Arlo, go to the pull-up bar that's over here nearby, and just pump a few pull-ups out and just continue going because I want this fitness in my lifestyle. I've laid the foundation. I've cleaned up the canvas, and I'm painting something beautiful. I like that. So that's all I want to talk about right now. And if you ever again feel yourself telling yourself all the time, let's be real. Define what real is to you. Redefine your reality, and you'll find your potential for possibilities. So that's it. Thank you.